years old then, but his name wasn't Marcello. It was Hans.
Hans?
That's right, Lieutenant. Hans.
Then you did know him.
But you didn't remember, Marcello. You didn't know.
Daddy, I got worried when he asked for your war files.
Hans Riker?
He wanted your silver star, Daddy. He wanted that, too.
It was his. By right, it's always belonged to you, with that and so much else.
You don't know me.
I never forgot. You've been with me every day of my life.
What, as a fear, as a nightmare? We don't live in the same world, Lieutenant. I grew up among the dead. Your supposed dead wife became my mother. Look at me. Look at your own shadow. I'm everything that you ever killed or left behind.
Marcello, whatever happened?
I couldn't take you with me.
You should have killed me. But you left that for the Nazis.
Oh, I left you in the orphanage with the sisters, with Sister Marta.
You told me that you would come back for me.
I did come back, but you were gone. After Torgau and the surrender, I didn't go home. I got on a train to Groningen and I came to your village. But the orphanage was gone and Sister Marta was gone. And then I went out to the farmhouse. It was filled with wounded. One of the nurses told me that all the children had been taken to a labor camp in Turningen. And I went there, but they hadn't heard of you there. All the records had been destroyed. I helped bury hundreds of dead that day because I had to make sure that none of them were you.
I don't believe you. It would have been easy enough to find out that I was sent to another camp.
It wasn't easy, but I did find out.
You're lying.
I even spread your name to the Russian command. And when the news came to me a year later, I flew back because I thought that they'd found you and then I could bring you back home with me. They told me that outside of Orianenburg, which they had just liberated. They said it was a retraining camp.
The soldiers took Sister Marta away, and then they took all the dark-haired children and they put them on the train for Turingen, but not me. They said I was an Auslanddeutscher, a lost brother because of my blonde hair and blue eyes. They gave me some clothes, they gave me a little uniform, and then they sent me away to be Aryanized, to become one of them. They thought that I would make a good Nazi because I hated Americans so much.
Marcello, why did you hate my father so much?
Why? Tell them. Tell them about my mother and my father. You live to tell the tale, Lieutenant, so tell them.
Kelly, I unpacked your suitcase, but I didn't know what to do with this, dear. Kelly?
I didn't lose it. It never got to my suitcase. Now, just hold it right there. It's not my fault. Get yourself some reliable people. Anyway, I didn't say it was lost forever, did I? Maybe. But retrievable service was not included in the price I quoted for this job. That should cover it. I know where to look. There was a girl on the same flight from Bermuda with the same luggage. Follow me? Luckily for you, I made a mental note of her name. Kelly Perkins. She doesn't look like the kind of girl who would open up something that belonged to someone else. And if she did, then I'll handle that too.
Then we're all set to spring the trap.
Yeah, I'm going to make sure that everybody on our list knows the investigation's been reopened and why. And I'll take the first shift in the tunnel.
Well, I'll be there first thing in the morning to relieve you.
Great. Listen, Gillis, stay inside tonight, will you?
Why?
Well, whoever did kill Channing is going to be feeling pretty squeezed, and a couple people already know that you're working on the case with me. If we squeeze too hard,
I'll stay inside.
and lock your doors.
Damn him. Damn you, Hank. Tonight is too important. He just has to want me.
How could you understand? You were just a child.
Understood what?
Marcello, you told me you didn't remember your
Stacey,
parents.
is everything all right?
Yes.
You haven't forgotten about our dinner date, have you?
Not tonight, Gina.
Gina, you're not wanted here.
Eden?
I'm a member of the family, too, Ethan.
Gina, please. I'll speak to you when we're finished here.
There's the voice that I remember. Commanding, seniorial, gruff. Of course I remember my parents, Sophia. I remember the clothes that they wore and the shoes that they had on, and I even remember my father's pipe. I could draw it for you.
Your parents were good people, Hans.
Never call me that again.
What happened to them, Marcello?
After the raid at Dieppe, I flew a reconnaissance behind enemy lines, as far as Essen, until 2 German fighters caught up with me. I turned around, but they were too fast. And I tried to save the film, but they had shot the apparatus all to hell, so I had to bail out without it. My parachute drifted into a grove of trees at the edge of a farm. I got pretty banged up. Frau Riker found me. And she and her husband took me back to their farmhouse into the cellar and took care of me.
My father had me climb up and cut down your parachute so that no one would know. And he wanted to burn it, but my mother said no, and she cut it into long strips and then had me take it to the sisters so they could make curtains for the children.
I wanted to leave right away, but they wouldn't let me until I was well enough. I told them, you're foolish, that everyone saw that my plane get shot down, and the Germans would be looking for me. Maybe they thought that I still had the film. I don't know. Anyway, the next afternoon, while their son was bringing me food, we heard a knock at the door, and then we heard Frau Riker's voice answer. Her husband Joseph was already out in the garden. We could see him through the window when they brought Frau Riker out. And then they came back into the house to search it, and I slipped into a root cellar behind a hidden door. And the boy was with me.
You dragged me, your dirty hand muffling my mouth. I was as much of a prisoner as they were.
It went on for hours. They brought the Rikers inside the house.
I could hear my mother screaming.
And they took them outside.
Against the window. I hoped they would hear me, that they could see me.
They wouldn't talk, and then finally...
Stop it! Stop it!
I had to survive.
Why? Why was your life any more important than theirs?
Because I knew too much. If the Germans had found out...
Then they would have tortured you, and you could have kept silent just the way they did.
But I had to take the information back.
It was gone. You said you saw yourself.
I knew what I saw, Hans.
And did you report it? Did you tell them what you saw? The tanks and the troops and the artillery? And 2 honest people being tortured and murdered while their son looked on while being held in the grip of your hands? Did you tell them that? No.
So I told him I would come back for him.
Daddy, you tried to.
I told him that I would learn to be a father.
He came back for you instead.
And I thought it was because of you.
So did I.
I don't mean now. I know he's been in Santa Barbara once. At least that I know. It was 16 years ago.
What?
If he wanted to see you, he could have seen you then.
Marcello came here?
I didn't know, because I didn't remember, but apparently, the day that I almost drowned, it was Marcello who rescued me. Eden found out somehow.
Well, I didn't trust him, Daddy, so I did checking on him, and I wasn't sure if I should say anything until Bermuda, when I found your old ID tags from the service in his hotel room.
And you know nothing about this, Sophia?
No. No, I didn't. I knew that he resented you, but I didn't know why. I thought maybe it's because he was jealous because I still had he never said.
I can see why now.
Why? What do you mean, Kelly?
Why, he was the only one who understood. How I felt when I lost Joe, and when I thought I'd lost you. I knew it wasn't my fault deep down inside. And he knew that because he felt the same way.
They would have killed us both if I'd let the boy go. And his parents for hiding me. I knew there was nothing I could do for them.
Cece, we're not questioning what you did.
Of course not, Daddy.
Daddy, the soldiers killed them. You didn't.
For 40 years I've waited to hear that. For someone to know, to forgive me. But it's too much a part of me to be cut out and thrown away. The words don't mean anything now. I made a vow to you then. To the children I knew I would have someday. That you would never want for a home or a father.
And Brandon. He must be about the same age Marcello was then. And fair-haired and blue-eyed. How you must have felt when you first saw Brandon.
When he walked in this house, I knew I would never let him go.
And you took a vow. Never to be weak or wrong again.
To never ever be less of a man.
And so you became more, didn't you? Stronger and surer and harder. I knew. I don't know how I knew, but I sensed it. And I loved you more for it. Because your need was... It was as deep as children's when they'd cry out to me in the night. Or during the day when they'd be frightened of something and they'd come to me. But you couldn't come to me. And I had to find the right time to come to you. Sometimes I didn't, did I?
Well, what do you think Marcello is going to do? Do you think he's going to try to hurt Daddy? You know him better than we do.
I thought I did until today.
I will not feel it. I will not hear it again. I will not go mad. That day is gone. That boy is gone. The blood is gone. Millions have been born, and millions have died, and the earth has turned 10,000 times through 10,000 nights. The light of that day has reached the farthest stars. The sounds, the voices, have all become particles and scattered into space. I am here. I am myself. I have always been, and I will always be alone. He cannot hurt me now.
Ben's condition very well. Paralyzed, catatonic. I see no reason to go stare at him like a freak in a sideshow.
Maybe you couldn't face him after trying to sell him and Maggie out just to put some coins in your pocket.
Warren, I know my father. He wouldn't have negotiated. That was the best settlement that Maggie could have expected. As her lawyer, it was my duty to tell her so.
You know, you're more like C.C. than you think. Cut him off at the knees and don't look back. That's his philosophy, right? Isn't that what he did to you?
Did I say I was dropping the case?
Don't bother. This was just a courtesy call to let you know we're dropping you, pal.
Yeah, and what happens next, Warren? Who are you going to find that's willing to take on Capwell Enterprises? And who are you going to find that's hated C.C. Capwell as long and as much as I have? Now, this case can't run on money. Maggie doesn't have any. It's got to run on something else. Now, if you don't trust me, at least you can trust my hate.
Yeah, until you come face to face with him, you crumple like a 10-cent kite.
Look, I never said I wanted to settle. I just wanted to make sure she had the teeth to follow this through. I want to go for the throat.
That's not what we want, Mason. We want justice, not blood.
I'll read you Shakespeare, Warren. You can't cut people up and not draw blood. Now, if you don't mind the sight of it in large quantities, if you two think you're tough enough and aren't going to fold up on me as soon as things get gory, well, you let me loose and let me do it.
All right. Do it.
You think first. Daddy doesn't play nice. Did Ben Gillis ever have a beer? They'll say he's an alcoholic. Ever take an aspirin? That makes him a drug addict. Drop a wrench. He's incompetent. Should have been fired anyway. Maggie will be the greedy, devouring witch out to live high on the Capwell money in support of boyfriends. You, for instance.
The Sentinel will carry the full story.
Yeah, Warren, well, one paper on our side's a definite plus, but Dad owns 10 or 12 editors. That's just in this county. Hang on. Cruz.
Hi, Mason. Oh, well, Warren, what a pleasant surprise. Good to see you here, man. Saves me a trip. Yeah, listen, I want to see both of you guys tomorrow noon at your father's house. We got some police business to discuss now since your brother Channing's murder case has been reopened.
Reopened?
Mm-hmm.
I thought Peter Flint was convicted of...
No. Peter's confession was a phony. We know that now.
Huh.
Lab analysis.
Well, that's pretty weak. That department's gone to hell in a handbasket since I was there.
Not only that, since the tunnel connecting your two families' properties was discovered, we did a pretty thorough search and came up with some rather surprising new evidence.
Such as?
Tomorrow. What are you guys getting so nervous about?
Nobody likes a funny cop, Cruz. So you guys think you have a suspect, huh?
Well, a lot of people may have wanted Channing dead, Warren. Mostly his friends and relatives.
Yeah, well, to know Channing was to love him. To know him well was to want to get your hands around his neck.
Yeah, well, I'll expect to see you there. Both of you.
Come on. See you, Cruz. Well, what are you looking so guilty about?
Same thing you are?
Yeah, I know. Somebody else got to him first.
I'll let you know tomorrow what Maggie thinks.
Where are you going, Daddy?
To find him.
Please stay with us.
Cece, I really think you should. Listen to Eden.
Why?
Because we don't know what Marcello's feeling. We don't know what he's going to do.
I know. I know that he wouldn't hurt Daddy or anybody else. But I'll go to him.
No, I want you to stay here, all of you. Let's neither of us run away again.
I never ran from you.
You could have found me before, Marcello. You came to Santa Barbara 16 years ago. Did you try to find me then? Did you see me then?
Yes, I saw you. Do you think that I didn't want to come and claim your promise from you then? I couldn't. If you would turn me away...
No, never, never.
And then when I found her, your wife, looking as beaten and as lost as I had been all those years, when I saw her, when I saw Sophia, I knew that she was as close as I would ever dare come to you. Except for these.
My dog tags. I gave them to you the last day.
They may have kept me alive. You see, when the Nazis found them on me, and I said that I had killed an American pilot for them, they looked at my blonde hair and my blue eyes, and they kept me alive.
Never forget, because I never will. What was asked of you and me that day should never be asked of anyone. You suffered because you did nothing. I suffered because I had to choose. Because there was no right thing to do, only wrong. Now you have to choose. I can't ask you to forgive me. But can't we, between us, lift this thing that has dragged us down all these years? I want to honor you. To honor my promise. Will you let me?
It's very nice to meet you, Miss Fairbanks.
Well, call me Brandy.
All right, Brandy. No, I never met Mr. Ferguson or any of the neighbors, for that matter.
Well, 5 o'clock is his regular time on Thursday, and he did warn me that he was going to be late, but it's been half an hour. Could I use your phone and call a cab? I feel like a burglar waiting in the hall.
Well, why don't you just wait for him in here? I'd love to have your company.
Oh, no, really, I couldn't.
Well, why not? Come in. In fact, you say you're a licensed masseuse. I don't know how long it's been since I had a decent massage. Too bad I don't have my own table like Mr. Ferguson does.
Well, there must be a bedroom somewhere, isn't there? I could set it up in the bed.
Well, I was going to suggest that, but I didn't. How does this work? Do I pay you first, or...?
Just bring me 3 towels and show me the bed.
Right.
You haven't been here long, have you, Mr. Capwell?
No, I haven't. How did you know?
Well, the mailbox out front has Perkins on it.
Oh, well, that's Kelly, my sister. Perkins is her married name. This is her apartment, but she's away on vacation in Bermuda right now.
Lucky her.
Yes. Well, the bedroom is this way.
Now, if you'll just undress...
I'm kind of shy, Brandy.
Take this towel and pretend you're in Bermuda.
Yeah. All right. It's really very sad about Kelly. She just lost her husband. They had barely been married a month. I doubt that she'll be coming back here to live. She'll probably move into the family home with my father.
With your father?
Mm-hmm. C.C. Capwell, have you heard of him?
No.
Really? Well, how refreshing. Brandy, what are you doing?
Oh, I must warn you. I have very strong hands.
Well, just don't hurt me too much.
I kept these for you, Lieutenant. I saw to it that no harm came to them because I knew that you would be back for them someday. They're yours. I don't need them now.
Thank you.
See, Daddy, I told you how wonderful he was, didn't I?
Yes, you did, honey.
Oh, if only I'd known.
I hope you can forgive me for telling everyone. I'm glad I did.
So am I.
Oh.
It's someone we know. We're all in tears.
Oh, I hope that's someone that we don't know. Oh.
Hey, you. How you doing? We've been missing you, darling.
I missed you.
Hey, don't you look great? Guess everybody's glad to see you, huh?
Cruz, if you and Eden don't have anything to do for this evening, we'd like to have you join us for dinner.
Oh, well, thank you, Mr. C, but we can't, actually. Excuse me, I can't. I came to talk to you, all of you, really. I'd like each and every one of you to meet me here tomorrow at noon, if you can.
Oh, I don't know about Sophia and Marcello, but I'll be in my office, I'm afraid.
Well, I realize that would normally be the case, but this is very important. You see, thanks to you, the way you put off closing up the tunnel when we asked you to, we discovered some new evidence down there that I think may finally lead us to the person who really killed Channing.
First, Peter killed Channing.
No, in fact, he didn't kill.
Kitten, I'm sorry, but nobody's had time to tell you.
What are you talking about, Cruz? What did you find out?
I'll tell you everything I know, Sophia, tomorrow.
Well, then, if it's all right with everyone else, then we'll be here.
Great, thanks. Good to have you back, kid.
Thanks.
Excuse me.
You will stay for dinner.
Oh, no, not tonight. Thank you. No, it's too soon. Too much has happened in one day.
All right, but please, I want you to know that you're welcome here. You can come and go whenever you please. What we have is yours.
You know, people always seem capable of anything until you know their secrets.
Yeah. What an incredible thing to have lived through.
Guess I was wrong about him.
Well, let's not swing too far in the other direction, shall we? I wish they'd hurry up in there. I gotta get down into the tunnel.
Well, at least you know no one's going to go down inside of it.
Not from this side, anyway.
You know, I got to tell you, I do not feel very good about you going down there all by yourself.
Well, if you're volunteering, the answer is no. But thank you.
Here you are, you're setting a trap for a killer, and you're putting yourself right in the middle of it.
Keep your voice
like
down. Nobody's supposed to know I'm going to be down there anyway. You're not even supposed to know. I tell you too much. Why is that, I wonder?
Because I'm irresistible.
It's because you're persistent.
Because you're out of your mind about me, and you know it.
Maybe that's it. Maybe I'm crazy. Neither am I out of my mind. Yeah. That's it.
Cece? Cece?
I'll be all right. That's all it takes. Just 10 minutes. 10 minutes. I'll try this. I'll try this again tonight. That is, if tonight works. Well, maybe I should wait a few days. No. I'll try this tonight. It's about 9 minutes. One, two, three. There are only 5. There's supposed to be 6. I can't take one all by itself. I just can't take one. Yeah, Hank, it's me. What? No, Hank, I don't want to. No, you hurt me, Hank. No, Hank, please, don't hang up. I need to ask you for some... Yeah, I only have 5 left. But I can... What are you doing?
I thought I'd take the packages upstairs to...
Don't ever go through my bags. You understand?
Of course.
It's just that you shouldn't sneak up on people that way, Rosa, that's all.
I'm sorry. Excuse me.
Yeah, Hank, it's me again. I'm sorry I had to hang up because there was some... Well, I'm sorry, Hank. Hank, no, I won't do it again. Yeah, I know, Hank, I know how busy you are. It's just, I can get the money for you. Yeah, I don't know if I can get it later. You see, I only have enough for today, tomorrow, and one in case I wake up. Yeah. Well, yeah. Just tell me when. I'll call you. Just tell me when, Hank!
Yes, I know there are other people looking, but I've got a head start. Yes, I know all that, but we will find it. I'm pretty sure she took it with her to her father's house. And if my plan to retrieve the suitcase doesn't work, then I'll retrieve the girl.
Where's Pop when you need him, huh? Oh, hi. Come on in.
What are you doing here? Is this your new office?
Oh, you weren't home, so I thought I'd wait for a while.
Yeah, I didn't recognize the car. I was afraid to walk down the street.
What have you got to be so jumpy about, huh?
Oh, waited for what?
For you. What do you think?
Well, here I am. You want to come on in?
No, I've got a counter proposal for you. How about if I take you out?
I can't tonight, Warren.
Sure you can, Maggie.
Look, you obviously have something on your mind. Why don't you just tell me what it is?
Well, I talked to Mason.
Oh.
Look, I know he wouldn't come by and see Ben, and I know he wanted you to settle. The reason was because he doesn't think he can win the case.
Well, that just makes it unanimous in the legal
Look, Maggie, he wants to try anyway, though.
Why?
Well, because he didn't understand. He thought a quick cash settlement was what we were after. But I set him straight. He said, dragging it out to the bitter end would suit him just fine if that's what you want.
If! That's all I wanted to hear someone say for 3 years. Oh, Warren! That shouldn't have happened.
Well, look, Maggie, you wanted it to as much as I did.
I trusted you.
To do what? Control your feelings for you when I couldn't even control my own? Maggie. Maggie, would you wait?
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Martello, are you sure you don't want to go across the street and have some dinner?
Oh, no, thank you. I really don't, thank you.
Well, I don't really want to either. I just want to say something to you, but it seems like the time to say it has passed, and I can't seem to get back to it.
Sophia, there's no right or wrong time for you. Say anything you like.
I think you were very courageous tonight with Cece. And I think you are a hero, too.
Too?
Yes, just as Cece was decorated for it after the war.
Thank you.
Well, that's really all I had to say. Except, because of what happened, Marcello, I actually feel a lot closer to you. But in a way, I feel a lot more distant. You see, there are things that you must tell me. Things about myself that only you know.
Please, Sophia, just a little at a time, please.
All right, I understand. I know how tired you are.
Yes, I am, yes. Sophia, were you pleased today that Cece apparently softened toward you somewhat? You two seem to understand each other, at least for a time.
Yes, I think I was pleased.
Sophia, there's no future with that man.
What do you mean?
Well, I mean, the obvious, he's remarried.
There are different kinds of futures, Marcello. He and I have children together. I hope someday we can be friends.
I'm sorry, I don't mean to be rude, but I am exhausted. Please.
Well, yes, of course you are. I understand. I'll see you later.
Good night. Beaten me again, Lieutenant. You're still the real hero, and I've won nothing. The life that C.C. Capwell has lived and the family that he has raised were all gained at the expense of mine. Forgive him?
Cece? You look a million miles away.
Years and miles. I'm sorry, Gina. I haven't been very good company for you this evening. I don't blame you for wanting to go up early.
Oh, no, I don't want to go to bed without you. I want to show you something.
Was that new?
Mm-hmm. You like it?
Well, I didn't think pregnant ladies wore that kind of thing.
Well, they do when they want to stay attractive to their husbands. What's wrong? Is it me?
No, of course not.
You didn't say a word about your meeting with Dr. Ramonti and Sophia.
Gina, I want you to treat Marcello like a member of the family from now on. I was very wrong about him.
All right. But I hope he's not the one who made you unhappy.
No, what has happened, I did myself. And, darling, if I have been very harsh and intolerant about some of the mistakes you've made in your past, I'm sorry. But now I think I have learned how to forgive. If you could forgive me, too.
Well, there's nothing to forgive. I was wrong. I lied to you. And I'll never forget what that almost cost me.
I know.
No, Cece, I love you. What's wrong?
I'm sorry. I just have too many things on my mind tonight. Why don't you go on up to bed?
Wait a minute, lady. You lead a hell of a chase here.
I didn't ask you to chase me.
No, you didn't, and you couldn't have stopped me. Maybe tomorrow, but not today.
Warren, I have to go now, please.
No, I'm not going to let you. So whatever happened, you're not to blame.
Yes, I am. For wanting it, even though...
Not another word. Look, we're alone out here. So you don't have to answer to anybody if I force you to kiss me. Which I will.
I can't fool myself anymore. You made me see what I'm doing. At least that much I'm glad for.
Hey, what are you doing that everybody else isn't? Besides wanting to be held and touched and cared for.
I'm not everyone else. I'm married. And I know I can't have those things with you. So I let you want me. I let it build up. I say no even when I know you know I don't mean it. Until something happens that I tell myself I'm not responsible for. I'm saying it now and I mean it, Warren. If we're even going to be friends, if you're going to see me at all, you have to promise never to touch me again.
Maggie, I can't do that, not knowing how you feel about me.
But you don't. I love Ben. What's happened to him hasn't changed that. I made a promise, for better or worse.
Maggie, Ben cannot keep that promise to you now. He cannot love you.
How do you know he doesn't?
Maggie, because he can't.
Warren, just because you can't see it or hear it, just because he can't touch me doesn't mean it's not there.
Maggie, you deserve much more than that.
So does he.